Hi guys, I'm Otakar and today I'm gonna be driving this 60-year-old Volkswagen Beetle on the F1 track in Interlagos, and I will go as fast as I can. Look, there are already some of them going, and next time it's gonna be me. I'm pretty nervous because the car is even the original bodywork, but it has some very cool things going on as well, including some safety tech from Formula 1. But first I have to take my fireproof socks on. Yeah, then it's time to put on the suit because it's raining. I decided to get changed in a car. And of course, immediately after I get dressed, I realized that I need to go to the toilet. But thankfully, the toilets are great. There's even a mouthwash. And this is the back of the boxes. So here is where all the people from Formula 1 were walking around very recently actually, but today there is no Formula 1. Today there are cars like this awesome prototype, this Formula Renault, which looks really awesome. There are some Mercedes race cars. Not sure exactly which one that is. There seems to be like a street version of the AMG GT that we've seen. This looks like some sort of Formula 4, another Mercedes. Guys, there are just so many cool cars around. It's awesome to just walk and see everything that's there. There are just even so many types of Formula cars just like there around. Look at this one, he's going on the track. But today there is no race, it's just a practice. The race is gonna be later. And here we have a very popular class, which is the Hyundai HB20. They are very fun to watch, the races. It's crazy, it's many cars and they really race. And here are already some cars going, and as you can see, there is absolutely everything. And of course there is gonna be a Porsche overtaken by something way slower like that Volkswagen Polo, or I don't know what it was. There is a Volkswagen Up or something. Yeah, and it's probably faster than that Porsche as well. And here we have one of the Mercedes, maybe one of the ones that I even saw in the boxes. Some beautiful cars. Honda Civic. I have no idea how fast this one actually is. It doesn't look that fast actually. And there is this awesome vintage car. I'm not completely sure which one that is, but let's go take a look at my Volkswagen Beetle. I already got all the stickers that I need for them to let me on the track, and here it is. What a beauty. It's a proper race car. The engine is swapped, so it doesn't even fit in the car with the... is it a trunk? I don't know how you call it. With it closed. So, I mean, it is gorgeous. It has a swear word on the back. And of course it also has the pictures of the kids of the owner, so you can be sure that it is a proper race car. It has these fabric straps to open the door. The interior, as you can see, is a pure race car. It looks absolutely awesome. There is some sort of screen for the engine telemetry, all sorts of switches and dials. I can go over some of them in more detail. For example, this one is to turn off the car completely, and this one is to trigger the fire extinguisher system, which is right there on the floor, connected with tubes to specific areas of the car. If you just pull on the thing, the fire extinguisher is gonna activate and fire extinguish the engine, and probably you as a driver inside as well. It can also be activated from the outside, just like my Formula car. You can turn off the engine and everything with a switch, and you can pull on the ring to activate the fire extinguisher. Over here is this fabric hook that is of course in case you go off the track, so it's easier to tow the car out back into the pits. There is a lot more capacity for cooling because of course this car has the engine swapped for a bigger one. There are no headlights because yeah, they would be expensive to be replacing them every time you crash. There is one windscreen wiper, and I'm gonna need it actually. Yeah, it's a little bit of a spoiler alert. I'm gonna need it. There is a water bottle in case there is a longer race. You can connect it to your helmet and you can be drinking while driving. There is a massive roll cage, so the car is actually very safe. Yeah, you can see that the roll cage is absolutely massive, so the security is very good. The seatbelt lasts as long as the milk in your fridge. And this is another part of the safety system. This one actually comes from Formula 1, I think, and it's called Hans. It's this thing, you clip it to your helmet, you put it over your neck, it goes under the seatbelt, and it basically works instead of the airbag. It prevents your head from shooting forward. If you crash and your head shoots forward, it gets caught by that strap that is attached to your helmet, so it's basically like an airbag, but obviously much better because it is for racing purposes, so it is safer than an actual airbag because you're not planking your face into an inflated balloon, it stays inside of the helmet. It's a very, very awesome safety system, but now it's already time for me to get into the car and get strapped, and that is a long procedure. Obviously there's never gonna be a real race car for the road because you need a person just to get strapped, and it takes a long time. Wouldn't be very good if you just went to buy some groceries, but now it's time to get on the track. And guys, I'm very, very nervous. I'm super excited because I think the car is gonna be awesome to drive, but you know, let's see about that. First, of course, we need to take a selfie before I hopefully not crash the car. Then I give a thumbs up and we are ready to go. Guys, what I didn't say, this particular car is going to be racing tomorrow. I'm just driving in a free practice, and tomorrow the actual owner of this car will be racing it. So yeah, I never drove it before. I actually never drove an actual race car, I just drove the Formula cars. And it is raining, so yeah, I'm a little bit nervous. Now I have to prove that I signed away my life essentially in case I do damage. Yeah, now I'm pretending that I understand Portuguese, but I don't understand that well, but yeah, he's just trying to explain to me how to get off the track. I hope that I understood. Well, I told him that I did, so let's hope that I will not do some mess. And now it is the time to get on the track. It is raining, the wiper is not working that well, and I'm super, super, super excited. Alright, let's go. And now let's change it to third gear. And you hear that? Amazing. It's a racing gearbox in there. It makes this noise in between third and fourth. It is beautiful. Really, really like the noise. It sounds like, I don't know, a wounded animal, but that's the sounds of a proper race car. Alright, I have absolutely no idea how to drive this car, so I will be taking it very, very easy. But what I can already say is that it is very comfortable for a race car. I have never been this comfortable. I'm very, very tall. But in this car, it's the first race car that I actually fit. I can do heel and toe, and I can obviously not move around, but I'm very comfortable. I obviously already got overtaken because everyone who's on the track with me at the moment are the race car drivers that are doing the sort of like a national championship of this Volkswagen Beetle. So yeah, they know how to drive, and they drove it before, obviously, the car, because it's by the end of the championship, so everybody knows how to drive. I'm sitting in it for the first time and I have not much of an idea of what I'm doing. And guys, I am scared on the street. I have to say I'm scared. But it seems like it's gonna be trying up slowly, so yeah, it's gonna get better. I'll be able to go faster than this, I promise. But talking about the car is just, it's really, really nice to drive. It's actually very similar to the Formula V that I was driving before. It has the same engine, but it's a little bit heavier and the weight is in the back of the car. So what that means compared to the Formula V is that when the rear starts sliding, it is a little bit more difficult to catch it. So it's a bit easier to spin with this car than with the Formula V, because like how there's so much weight in the back. to sort of like stop that momentum is a little bit more difficult than the Formula V, which has the engine in the middle. But otherwise, it is surprisingly similar. It is beautiful to drive. Ooh, lock up. I locked up the tires. And that's another thing that I'm sort of struggling with a little bit in the beginning with this car, because in the Formula V or like the Formula cars that I normally drive, you can see the wheels and then you sort of see when the wheel is about to start, like when it's sort of not rotating as fast as it should when it's about to lock up. But over here, of course, I can't see the wheel, so I don't really know. I was just able to feel the car all of a sudden pulling to the side, so I probably locked one of the tires. And here we have another car. I can't believe that I'm actually overtaking someone. Yeah, this is probably the only opportunity that the only time that I overtook someone. And there is another car. Wait, is it gonna be 2 times that I'll actually overtake someone during the practice on the white? Interesting. Maybe. But yeah, here we go, and you can overtake him. Guys, this car is like such a pure driving experience. It's super well balanced. So when you go through a turn, like the car is so well balanced. If you are sort of like on the gas tiny bit, the car is super balanced. If you get off the gas, then the car starts oversteering a little bit. It's beautifully balanced. It's really, really nice. The brakes, of course, in this session I was going on the white, but in the next session, the brakes, they never overheated. The car stayed exactly the same for 40 minutes. Now, compared to my street Jag, for example, that one overheats. During the first braking, you already feel the pedal like slowly dying as you know you're braking. Over here, exactly the same feel for the whole 40 minutes. Of course, nothing broke down, and the car just felt everything the same, everything beautifully balanced. It is a lot of fun to drive. I hope that I'll be able to do a race with it eventually. Now I just did practice to sort of try it out, and hopefully I will be able to do a race. But now let's take a look at the second session that I did, which was already basically on the try, and I was able to go a little bit faster. Look at that heel and toe braking into the first corner where there often crashes in the Formula 1. It's a great set of corners, the Senna S they call it. And now we are going on the second straight. It doesn't look so fast on the camera, but believe me, in a 60-year-old car going around 180, it's converted for a race car, but it still feels very, very fast. And again, whoa, look at that beautiful downshift. It's so easy to drive this car and to know what's going on. It's just beautiful. This lap is not my fastest lap. I kept getting faster and faster, but my camera died, so this is one of the nicer laps, sort of more or less in the middle. I wasn't very fast even by the end. I was in fact last. I was the slowest out of everyone. But hey, it was the first time driving it on the dry and the second time driving it ever. The rest of the guys that are driving the championship, so well, I wasn't very far off from them, so that was not that bad. But yeah, a little more practice and I think I could race with them. And yeah, now I'm actually almost by the end of the lap. Another upshift. This corner is really crazy because you sort of go like full gas and then you are just praying to make it. Downshift, and this is the sort of like last sharper corner, and now we are on the main straight. It is turning a little bit, but yeah, this is the main straight. We are going towards the finish line, and guys, it was a great fun. I absolutely loved it. I hope I will get a chance to drive this again. Thanks a lot to the owner who was brave enough to let me drive it during the practice of a race that he's gonna be doing the next day. So I'm very grateful for that. I hope that I will get a chance to actually race this car one day, maybe next year. Let's see how everything is gonna go. The day was really awesome. There was great food. There were some beautiful cars, many cars that I would love to try to drive as well. There were obviously many of the Volkswagen Beetles that are all gonna be racing. They had a very cool designs. I really liked them. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you can so I can hopefully manage to get to do something like this again and share it with you guys. Thank you for watching.